One, this is the Midnight Social Reading. I'm I'm doing a solo show today. Well, I'm doing a solo until someone pops up into the solo, which will be anytime. Um, I'm streaming on Kick. Oh,
Yeah,
here we go. Never mind. One day I'll do a solo show,
yeah.
but you know.
So a little bit of good news. My brother. Okay, some good news and some bad news.
Okay.
One, my brother is sleeping, and the bad news is two, he's next to me, like right next to me.
Oh, so you gotta be very quiet.
Yeah, kind of.
Makes sense. All right. Well, we'll do our best to keep it down so we don't wake up the people in the household. Everyone's got
No, it's
families.
just it's just my brother.
Just your brother.
My mom went out to go to a fucking party.
Oh, okay. Uh,
And
so
it's like,
so you gotta do babysitting. How old is your brother, anyways?
7.
Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you could just probably sneak
Yeah,
him into the next room or something like
and
that.
it's like shortly after we had like our uncle's funeral, and my mom was kind of complaining about the fact that he has kids, and he just wanted to like hang out somewhere to get his mind away from the said kids,
Understand?
and then like he got shot. It's just like no, like, and she went and she goes on like saying like, oh yeah, like dudes like they can't go outside and go outside, hang out. Well, I'm sorry, I just want to get my mind off the wife and kids for a sec.
Makes sense.
I
Makes
didn't
sense.
know I was gonna get shot by some dipshit.
Ow. Yeah, makes sense. Let me just fit around with these audios. Um.
Like, like I just want to, it's like deep down, like that's where white people is like, some people just, like people just want like a place to like hang out
Yeah. Go on. Just trying to mix it with the audio.
or like chill out at a friend's place.
Yeah, I understand.
It was just like, I didn't expect to get shot.
No one expects to get shot. That's the thing about it. But
It's not my fault that some loony decides to say, today I'm gonna shoot this guy in the fucking chest.
yeah, I never had to deal with a guy get shot. But yeah, man, that sounds actually sounds terrible. But he's recovering, right? He's fine.
No, he's dead. We had a funeral like a couple weeks back.
Oh, oh,
That's what I was going on about.
ow, ow, oh, oh, ouch.
Because
Okay.
like my uncle had a kid, um, proceeded to have a kid, and like he was doing really well for himself. It's just like, why the fuck didn't you leave that area? Like one part of me was just like one, I don't really blame you for not expecting to get shot. The other one is just like, why the fuck did you like move out of those places for crying out loud?
By the way, we're already streaming the podcast, right? I already started.
Huh?
Yeah, sorry about that. I already said it before you came in.
Yeah. Sorry about the family life stuff. I
Yeah,
didn't expect to get real, but
yeah, I know.
um,
I think it's understandable because everyone has a family life situation, so
yeah,
like
it's like
they can
I had to get that
relate.
off my chest.
Makes sense. Makes sense. We all have a situation that we have to deal with and stuff like that. But like,
Yeah,
yeah, no, you're not the only one, and people can emphasize with like,
yeah, empathize.
yeah, with the situation that's going on, especially if you're in an area that's like gun prone and stuff like that, um, and whatnot. But yeah, that makes sense, man. But
Yeah.
um,
Alright, so
gotta pray for the family still.
um,
Oh,
I've been going on a bit of a flash game like binge as a like early 2000s binge as a late.
oh yeah,
Um,
like Newgrounds
yeah,
type.
so yeah, Newgrounds type of stuff. I think it started with Saga of the Dead. which if you guys don't know,
No.
consists of these games: Road of the Dead, Lab of the Dead, Road of the Dead 2, Lost Guns, and finally Range of the Dead.
Oh, you're talking about the that guy with the Dark Doggo games or something we talked about a couple weeks on the podcast.
What?
The dog. I think it was Evil Dog. We went to the website, right?
Yeah, Evil Dog
Yeah,
Productions.
Evil Dog Productions. Okay. Yeah, you've been playing
Yeah,
those games.
yeah. And just like I realized, like people are talking about like how like they have a lot more in-depth stories than like today's modern day games.
Yeah.
Well, it's like not really like original stories, but it's just like they're executed a lot better.
Yeah, you can actually find this game on Newgrounds.
Yes.
Yeah, these are the
However,
same.
you're gonna have to jump through a few hurdles because Flash is dead.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Flash is dead. Um,
Yeah.
I do have a Flash Player 30 on my
Yeah, but
PC.
yeah, it's like that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I mean all you
Yeah,
gotta
it's
do is
either
download a
that.
Flash Player and then be able to and then
Uh,
download the game to your thing.
Another game that I've been recently been seeing is it's called Sift Heads.
Sipped Heads.
Yeah. So it's about you know in amongst the early 2000s, stick figures were a popular form of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what Sift Heads was like. That's what the like art style of Sift Heads were. Like mostly stick figures.
So like the Dragon Ball fighting, like all the Dragon Ball and stick
No,
fighting.
it's more like guns and mafia type of deal.
Oh, okay. So let me. How you spell it?
Sift Heads,
Sift.
like a sifter.
Okay. Well, let me make sure I find the right thing. Let me actually turn this away from the screen. Sift Heads. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I see it.
Yeah.
Stickman. I see on this site called Stickman Crazy Games.
Or it's I think it's also on Stick Page as well.
Crazy Games. Steam Power. It's on Steam. Actually, Steam might be a little
Probably the
slow.
remake.
Uh, let's see. I'm looking at a
But
video right now. Oh, so you're probably right. Yeah. Okay, well,
yeah.
forgot they even
Uh,
had these games out here. Uh-huh. Flash games being ported to as actual games. I mean, okay, well, Flash games are actual game. What am I talking about? They're actual games. I'm just surprised to see stick characters
uh,
used in Flash
I'm
games.
I'm just hoping um
Huh.
one that they'll make Road of the Dead 3 again and port them over to Flash.
Let me check that out too. Wait, import it over to Flash? Where's it? What's it doing?
I meant port it over to Steam.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. You want to go backwards in time?
I fucking wish.
Well, I kind of enjoy where we're at right now in our time space continuum of the future. I have a good computer. I don't have to worry so much. Yeah, Evil Dog games. Yeah, I don't have to worry
Like
so much. Yeah, Road of the Dead.
this game's story. This guy made a whole summary that spans over 2 hours long.
All right, can you explain the story? Maybe might get someone interested in playing the game. And definitely, I'm not gonna play it.
Oh shit! I'm almost out of my soda.
Oh, Oh no, I can't hide it. I'm screwing up. Don't look at that. Oh no, putting the wrong thing on the wrong screen.
Don't worry, I'm not even on Twitch. I'm on my phone.
Yeah, okay. Are you even on?
Remember, I'm
Are you even on
what?
Twitch? Are you even on Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I know Dogboy's on
Playing.
Twitch. Because he has his Twitch channel, but I never seen you uh talk about your Twitch channel or anything like that.
Yeah, because that's because like the main meat and potatoes is my YouTube channel and Pixiv.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm kind of spreading everywhere. Um, like I said, right now I'm on Twitch. I'm on Amino, and I have my headphones on top of the phone because I realized that no one can hear your side of the stream. So right now
Oh
I
shit.
my well, it's no because it's what it is that I fixed it. What the problem is that it is a one sided audio thing. So the when the camera points at you, you're only recording one side. So I have my audio mixer that has another headphone, and it's right on top of the phone, like the phone is a head itself. Maybe we should just got
Well then.
dummy head and put a thing, but yeah. So
Yeah.
it acts like a head itself.
Yeah, you should probably get that. Yeah, you should probably use Voice Meter Banana.
Voice meter banana. Last time you said I should have. Okay, what? Well, okay. So what does voice meter
Yeah, that
banana?
was. Yeah, it was like the one I was talking about was Voice Meter Banana originally.
Let me check this out.
Audacity is just the stuff you can edit your audio in.
Oh, okay. Well, I was like, what am I going? Am I downloading? I'm like, I'm doing this live, so I didn't really have. I wasn't going to really do any audio editing. I was just going to port it to YouTube and call it a day.
It's like it's like Audacity is an audio editing software. Voice Meter Banana helps you record stuff. Honestly, you should probably look at the basics of podcasting.
Really should. It's a work in progress. That's why I say. Um, Everything is kind of just being worked as I go, and if I need the thing, I'll get it. All right, this looks like something I would need better, need more.
But yeah,
I'll put on a
but yeah, I
second.
think like when we look at something like or hell, even it doesn't even have to be like action games. Like it would be like a simple puzzle game like Riddle School. If you guys don't know, like Riddle School is about a game where you play as a kid who wants to escape school. And then like it eventually just got up to the part where like aliens are involved as well. It is great. It gets fun, it gets nonsensical at times. Like if you guys want like a
Yeah, no, you know what? Okay, so when I'm looking at Riddle School right now, and know what kind of reminds you of? The old Pico flash game, school shooter flash games. I think it's Pico, right? I may be pronouncing it wrong, but that the mascot of like Newgrounds with the orange hair,
yeah
yeah, and
yeah.
and how he goes and shoots the school. Man, I mean, those games were like they were something of
It's
that
like
time, and
it's
you
like
can't really play it
it's
now.
simple. It's just like but however, it's like the ridiculousness just outright just made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. Um, there's a I'm pretty sure a lot of people grew up with this, myself included. But there's a certain Sonic fan game called Final Fantasy Sonic X.
That sounds disgusting. I want to see more. Final Fantasy Sonic X. That sounds. Oh, oh, Mel Amy. I got fall. Mel Amy's falling.
Hey,
Nice. All right, so but we here we go with Final Fantasy Sonic X. Thank you for the fall. Final Fantasy Sonic X is a flash game created by Newgrounds. Oh my goodness, why are we going? Why is this a thing?
What?
Why is Final Fantasy Sonic X a thing? Oh, Amy.
Oh, you acting like you
Gosh.
acting like you acting like
Why does
you
he
acting
have a?
like Final Fantasy. You acting like the game fucking shows you shows you it's when you were young. It showed you it's beef.
It's it has Sonic with Cloud's sword and it's red, and it has Mega
I don't
Man.
know why it's red.
I missed I missed this, and I'm glad. And then you brought me back here, and I'm like, no, take me away from here. Why would it be a thing? How's this existence?
I mean, that's imagination for you. It's like it was like simpler. Like it was like the Wild West. You gotta admit, it was like around like the early 2000s when this kind of stuff happened. It's like I know YouTube was kind of a thing, but it's just like um in those times it was the Wild West.
Well, Amy says it's because popular and the same reason for why Dragon Ball AF exists. I forgot about Dragon Ball AF, but yeah, because it's popular.
Also, it's just like I said, it's like during those times it was the Wild West.
Yeah, I guess. And fans
So
sometimes end making up weird shit. Yeah, I can see. How do you play it though?
it was an RPG,
Like, all right, huh? Let me take
like
a
a
deep.
traditional turn-based one.
Let me take a deep dive into this. Where's a video so I can. Oh gosh. Oh wait. Oh, hold on. I don't want that X next to that video. Yeah. Okay. Here you go. That X next to the video is going to make me go to different sites that I don't want to go. All right. Let me just check this out. All right. So bunch of things. Alucard. No, maybe that's just someone else. Mega Man's in it. Sonic's in it. This RPG system looks whack. The floor looks whack. Good links in it. This stuff is going on. Tornadoes. Mega Man. But please don't. Oh gosh, that UI. Oh gosh, what was this made on? RPG Maker VA something, or is it just made on Flash?
Link is also in there as well.
I don't know. Let me get over there. I don't want to see more of this. Why did I have to look at that? Let me look at it here. Um, I don't see a link over here. Where we at looking at? Probably in the wrong. We probably put in the wrong
I meant
Discord.
like Link as like the Zelda
Oh,
character.
Link. Yes, yeah, I saw that. I was not happy with that. But I mean, fans are gonna do what they're going to do, right? Uh, well, it's made, I
Oh,
guess.
all right.
So whatever Flash
So I
games
tried
did
to
you
put
dive
Chase back
into?
in the bed. Sorry.
Let's see.
The brother, whatever the hell I want to call him.
Amy, I think
That
if you put him enough
that didn't
effort, you
really.
can do anything. This is
But yeah.
effort. Yeah, go on.
But yeah. But yeah, like those kinds of games are like it's like damn, like Flash games were impressive back then.
Yeah, they were.
Like
That's true.
I mean, like you gotta have to give them like give them like the proper respect and like yeah. By the time like when Flash was gone, I was like there was a reason why it was so sad because a great part of internet history was helped made by them.
I think there is a site where you can get a bunch of
Yeah,
archived
it's
Flash
called
games.
Flashpoint.
Is it? I think I thought it was like Riddle. I have to look that up. But that might be it.
Yeah,
Uh,
but yeah, it's like Flash mattered.
let's see. Not that one. Not that one. Flash storage. Oh, I think. Yeah, right. Okay, so it is. Well, I know there's another one. I think I have it in my bookmarks. But yes, Flashpoint is one. But I had another one that was like you had to download them, like if there came 30 of them or something like that. But yes, yeah, Flashpoint is Blue Maxima's Flashpoint. But yeah, there are good times. Good times.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but I'm still looking. I keep on looking for one Flash game. It's not Alien Hominid, Hominid, but it's an Alien game, and it has this butt rock music. It's like it's a point and click. It's somewhere on Newgrounds. I could barely find it again. But it's like it's a on rail shooter, and it comes in three. I think it comes in three different chapters, and these aliens have metal like metal heads, and they come in like red, orange, and sorry, not red, green, and probably blue. And then you have to like get different guns and shoot them. And I can't find that game ever again because I remember I was playing that game a long time ago, um, in the computer labs at school, and I was like, yeah, this game's cool, but it was like all bloody and stuff like that. But it had this rock music that played in it. It's like dan 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 dan. Maybe someone listening to my
I
voice
think
will
my
know
my
it.
favorite Flash game series is like has to be like the wackier games.
I don't really think I played a lot of Flash games to be honest, or I don't remember playing a lot of Flash games. Like what were you talking about? Like wackier games?
Like Whack Your Boss, Whack Your Ex, Whack Your Teacher.
Whacking games.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about like wackier games. Like I didn't know you meant like wacky. Okay, yeah, no,
Uh,
I played a bunch of them, but I don't remember what they were. I don't remember them ever being good.
um, I think like the more famous one, like I said, was Whack Your Boss, Whack Your Ex, Whack the Thief, and I think Whack Your Teacher.
Amy asks if those are gory games.
Y- yes, they can be. They are fairly bloody.
Okay. Is that like where you get really? Oh, you know what? Is that the kind of game where you had a face and you click on it and then like it starts beating up on the person's face?
No, it's more like you click on an object and you proceed to either beat the shit out of or you kill the person with said object.
Wow, some violent games we played back then, but I don't remember this. I was playing good games. Oh, actually, I'm lying. I didn't actually play good games. I'm not gonna name what games I played, but I played games nonetheless. Um,
But
not good enough to mention on this podcast what kind of games I played
but
on Newgrounds.
I think without those kinds of games, like I don't think we wouldn't have the indie scene we have today.
You think this was the start of it?
Kind of.
I mean, it makes sense that some of the developers that worked on Flash obviously moved on. Oh, like Tom Flups, yeah, like Tom Flups. He moved on to doing Castle Crashers, and different other games. He moved from Flash to I think making console games. So yes, I guess you're right. But
Or like Emmett McMillan. He was the guy who made Meat Boy,
oh, okay,
and
yeah,
then that eventually evolved into Super Meat Boy.
and I'm gonna guess maybe the guy who made Binding of Isaac also.
Yes,
Yeah,
same guy.
yeah. Oh, same guy. Okay. Okay. Because I did see an interview of him, and he discussed how he made Binding of Isaac, and all that stuff like that. I didn't too like it, but you made your game. But it would also make sense that you'd come from Flash because those Flash games have a um they have a identity to them. They have a style of like you can tell this is a Flash game just the way that they're how they look and how they play. That's how you know they're like
And
hmm?
and early with with what we said with Evil Dog Productions. Um, the guy who was in Evil Dog, the guy who originally made the Saga of the Dead series, was originally, I think, in Ubisoft or still in working with Ubisoft.
Oh, okay. Oh wait, so he came out of Ubisoft, then made some games, or are you saying like, because if
He made some games and then he got into Ubisoft.
okay, good, because I'm about to say is like usually in that case, it's always I was like, well, the game wouldn't really be Flash. It would actually be like a different style of game. But yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And then I'm assuming he left that job to work on They Rule the Night. Don't quote me on that.
They ruled the night.
That's what Evil Dog is. That's what the guy is currently making right now.
I think that's the fighting game. I think that's a fighting game. Look it up.
Yeah, it was the fighting game.
Okay, yeah, kind of on stream appropriate. Well, I don't want to really show it on stream, but they ruled the night. If anyone wants to look that up, go look it up. Uh,
Yeah,
it's kind of stream and kind of an unstream friendly, so that's why I don't want to pull up on on screen. Okay.
but yeah, um, yeah. Yeah, it's like damn. Flash games, like the early to like the 2000s just went hard
Yeah.
because like I think it was just like the idea of the internet exploding. That's what really set like that notion of we like for creators of like we are here and we don't give a damn what people think. We want to make something.
Yeah, I don't really remember that era. I think like after that, I just switched to consoles. So
Because
after
you're
after flashing, I was like, okay, you know what? I moved on to the PlayStation and moved on to the other stuff. So Flash games just kind of died after that.
yeah for you at least,
Well, for
but
me, but you know,
for you at least.
you stayed.
But like I know it's like it made like a lot of
Oh,
people's stuff
I
made like
sorry. I know what Flash game I last played. It was a sim. It was a sim dating game. Ganguro Girl. Sim dating game. That's what I played. Uh, Played hell that game. Just trying to get to the end, but I never did. I never did. But it was like, yeah, I played a Ganguro sim dating game. I don't remember who it was. I don't know who even created it. But
by the way, I
that's the last
pasted
one.
the Whack Your Boss, like the more famous one.
Let me just pull it up and mute this. No, why can't I just, you know, this would be better. If I did this and then pull up this, that, I'm playing some music outside there. Okay, let's see. Oh, so whack your boss. Oh, let's pause this. Oh, that's blood. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, no, I never read this. Look at the comments in here. I guess I guess there's a scene. I guess there is a scene. Oh, I missed the shoot. Yeah. All right.
Uh,
There is a game. Yeah, it is gory. I never. I thought it was just like I don't remember. I just remember this game where it's like you just hit the person, you just click on their face, and then it just beats them up and stuff like that. Anyway,
yeah.
well, that sounds like a fun time in
Uh,
Flash.
oh
Um,
yeah, Fancy Pants Adventures.
I don't want. Okay, explain to me what that is.
It's just basically like a 2D platformer with a little bit of parkour. You're basically like a stick figure who has this like set of pants.
Okay, that sounds pretty. That
Yeah,
sounds pretty. And wait, is there something else to it? Like, I feel like there's something.
it's like
I feel like there's more to
I don't know.
this.
It's just like you basically just kind of go on adventures, I guess.
Let me see. See. Adventures. Adventures.
So um while we're on the topic of Flash games and talks about some brief nostalgia, the let's talk about the Henry Stickmin games
You know
because
what?
those have been receiving a
He,
lot of love.
here's the problem. You're the only one who's gonna know who Henry Stickmin is because I don't even know. I only know is that guy is that level in Among Us. That's the only thing I know about it. That's the only thing I know about Henry Stickmin.
That's fucking sad.
How's that sad? Like I barely even know who this guy is. I don't even know who it is. Is it like a YouTuber turned like a gamer into a game or what? You gotta tell me the history.
Well, well, first it was made by the Henry Stickmin games were is made by the guy who blah is made by a guy named Puffballs United, or at least well, that's where he goes by, at least on the internet. So he made the Stickman game. It's basically kind of like a puzzle, like a choose your own. It's a bit of a puzzle game slash choose your own adventure game. And you play as the main protagonist, Henry Stickmin, who is a bit of a low level thief. The first game was called Breaking the Bank, in which you're trying to, go to, you're trying to rob a bank. Then later on, is escaping the prison, stealing the diamond, infiltrate the airship, playing the complex, and now finishing the mission. And like I said, it's basically like a choose your own adventure type of game. The real fun of it is the fails. So, for example, say like in Breaking the Bank, you you pick up a shovel and then you start digging, and then you find out that there's a gas leak, and then you lights it up with a lighter, and then it just fucking explodes. That's where the true charm of the Henry Stickmin games are coming from.
You know what? I have seen these characters before, but I won't tell you where I saw them. I think Mel Amy says I think the prison is where the distraction dance pops up.
No, that's fleeing the complex.
I don't even know about
That's
anything
fleeing
about.
the complex.
I don't know anything about this except for I saw some art of the red hair girl and I'm like, oh, that's that Henry Stickmin. Okay.
Well, that's Ellie.
Yeah.
She was also introduced in Fleeing the Complex.
All I know. Yeah. Let's just keep it at that.
This man only knows the Rule 34.
Hey, it was. I was. I don't know where it came from. All I know is that it
Like
exists.
he's just like
And that's all I know is
he's
like, wait, there's a thing called Henry Stickmin and people will like it. And that's all I know. That's it. Hey, that's my first introduction to this. And oh yeah, and then Among Us. So the memes, the memes, Jack. They opened up the door to this thing. Blame them, not me. Anyways,
oh
she
yeah,
said
you definitely
she
slept
says
on a few Flash games.
that's the one that I'm
There's this
referring to.
one game called one stick game called Epic Ninja. It was basically just like a quick time event game.
Yeah. Listen, I have moved. I am far beyond Flash games, as Flash games are far beyond my understanding. Epic Ninja?
pretty sure you can't find it.
No, I don't think I'll be able. No, well, okay, I found it. Google remembers all. I actually should screen this before I put it on there, just in case. Yeah. Oh, was that? No, I was thinking of that 2D Ninja game that's on the phone.
No, it's fucking like I said, it's that quick time event game.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I know nothing about this, but good to know. Yeah, listen, I haven't been, like I said, I haven't been playing Flash games. I don't know what these games are coming from. I'm like the
Because like I lacked very few games on my PS2 and Wii.
oh, I had plenty of games on my PS2, but not my Wii. So of
It was
course,
like it's like for me, it's just like I don't have a job back then, asshole.
well, my brother was providing me the game, so I was playing like games every time something came in on the PS2. So I understand. Yeah, I understand the situation. You have to play these low budget games while I was playing on the PlayStation, playing
I mean, like it was more of
Call of
like
Duty.
whatever I can scrape my hands on.
Yeah, and that makes sense. No, that totally makes sense.
Because like I didn't have the opportunity as much, go to GameStop. In fact, I always went and I didn't even know what the fuck online shopping was. So honestly, for me, it was just like, and it didn't really help that my mom constantly took me to fucking Oshawatts for young boys, fucking dots. Bull.
Oh,
It's just like, you guys don't know what the hell dots is. It's basically a clothing store.
uh,
That's more for women's fashion.
guess who's running into the ring? It is Dogboy on the at the outside of the mat.
It's like, can we? It's like I am so happy that online shopping killed dots.
I don't even know what Dots is.
It's basically just like a female shopping clothes. It's basically like a female clothing store. AKA like basically what like a female clothing store is basically just like Oshawatts for young boys.
I still don't know what it is because I'm Canadian and I never heard of Dots and I never heard of Oshwatts. I am so sorry. I cannot help you on that. I'm almost supposed to be like local American stores, but I have never heard of these places.
I'm surprised that you don't know what the fuck Oshawatts is.
No, I never heard of it. Oh, nope. Anywho,
Hey dog boy, how you doing?
it's on the outside. He'll find his way in eventually.
Uh,
Anywho,
it's-
so
because like, I think it's just like a bit of World War II history where you know
I'm in a game with a couple other friends. I'll still be here.
okay,
Might not be as responsive.
that's fine. That's fine. As long as you're here for whatever we're going to be doing today.
we're talking about Flash games.
Sketchpad's talking about Flash games. I'm listening. I'm listening to him about it.
Yeah, I'm basically doing that. Won't be listening.
That's fine. Chime in.
Like
You can chime in whenever you can. But yeah, Sketch is talking about Flash games. I'm just whatever. Like I'm just like okay, sure. Flash games are cool. I played them. I never played them again after that. And you
because
know,
we were talking about like how Flash games like have a better story of execution, better than like most AAA games now, or how even most movies.
nah, that's quite questionable. They're more like arcade games. You know.
But you get that you get that diamond in the rough of like we talked about earlier with Saga of the Dead and Sift Heads.
Well, I mean, I think it really depends on who, because what happens is like,
Yeah, it's like who like makes them
well, and who's
and
playing
all
them
that.
too, because like I can't. because you brought
Yeah,
up
it's like
the
the amount of time people have,
yeah
because a lot of
I mean, like you brought up Flash games, and I'm just like, man, I've long past the era of Flash games. That they like, I don't even go looking for them. I don't really have a childhood one except for the sim dating ones from way back then, and never like Newgrounds things. But on the surface, I was like, you know what, they're okay, but they weren't really something you can hold on to. I really preferred the uh, the console games. But
yeah, it's
to
like, and I
each his own.
talked about like for me, like I didn't always have you know, because like I had very little ways of like getting new games.
Mm-hmm. Now, why don't you ask your parents, for for a new game to come out? You're like, hey, mom, can I get like
Because like I don't know what the fuck new games were coming out at that time as well.
didn't you have game? Weren't you around the time of gaming magazines?
Game
Maybe.
Informer, no.
Okay, well, did you like at least look into like the Walmart or
Oh,
like
really?
pass by the store and be like, wow, new copy of like Mario Sunshine came out, and like an extra mom if you can get a copy.
Like for me, it was just like I know. I think it was just like my perception of like, if I tell my mom if I want this game, she's just gonna say no.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's what I get for having an older brother, I guess, because what happens is like, whenever I wanted, well, not whenever I wanted, he's brought in new games, say, hey, let's go play some games, and I just beat games left, right, and center. Um, maybe like my local library didn't have games until later on, but yeah,
Yeah, it's something here.
well, here's what you can do. You have a little brother too, and he's growing up, and you can now be his. Show him around the gaming sphere. Get him ready for you know, for
I
Fortnite
mean, he can
and such.
barely speak.
Oh, but get him ready for some game or something like that.
Probably
Yeah.
give him like those like VTech V Smile games.
Anywhere you can start him off. Now you have to be the one to show him down the path away
It's like
from the
I'll
flash games.
show him like some of the yeah, it's like because like I said, it's like I always went to fucking Auschwitz for young boys.
Auschwitz, never.
Fucking dots.
Osh, sorry, I keep on like Ottawatts. I don't know what. Sorry, I'm trying to make that thing where. Whoa, okay, you know what? Actually, drop that. Let's not
Let's
make
do it.
that. I know where I should steer the ship away from where I'm going to. Cool, awesome. That's cool. So
It's like I didn't mind going to fucking Home Depot or Lowe's. So it's like this like like it was both the Dots. It was Dots Payless shoe store and the mall. Those were the ones that I hated going to the most.
what was that place called again? I want. I know. I don't want to continue this joke, but I want to know what that place is called. That sounds like Auschwitz. Anyways, it sounds German. Um.
It is German.
Oh. Oh my goodness. Wait. So what's that place? Okay. You know what? No. Drop it. Drop it. I'm gonna drop
Congrats,
it.
you're able to put two and two together.
No, because I don't want to say it. But is it that place in Germany with the?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Really? Oh. Oh my goodness! No! Oh no! Oh
Yeah,
no! Oh
yeah.
no!
Auschwitz was that camp for for the Jews.
Oh my goodness! No, okay. No, I thought
I
I was
don't know
trying
if
to
you
steer
were even
away
worse.
from it. Sorry, I hear you, Dogboy, but I didn't know it was the same place. Oh my goodness! I didn't. I know. I was like, I know I heard this word before. Thank you, Amy. I know I heard his name before, but I was like, no, it's not the same place. Can't be. We're not making any.
Yeah, I think it had like the
There's no way.
yeah, it had the most deaths, compared to all the other can't.
Yeah, and then I thought we were talking about like a real store. Then I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like that place. And I tried to Google it up quickly, so I was like, I don't want to sound like an idiot on stream. Are we talking about that place where they killed people? Like, no, but we are actually steering right into it. The boat stirred right into the wall, and I was like, no, is this boat steering into a wall? And then we totally hit the wall. Okay, thank you. Now I don't have to look it up. I was already there. Anywho, um, yeah,
Yeah, I'm surprised that like you were just in denial
I was
the whole
the
time.
whole time. I was like, nah, this can't be it. He's joking. That must be a story he's making fun of. Oh gosh.
I mean, it was also kind of like a story also referencing Don Uncle Lover's Home Depot story, saying like, we never went to Toys R Us. We never went to Toys R Us. We always went to the fucking Oshwatz for boys, young boy. We always went to fucking Oshwatz for kids, fucking Home Depot.
Okay. Yeah. The bit. I got it. I get it.
Yeah, in this case, like I put dots in. It's basically just like Auschwitz for young boys.
Okay. Other than that, let's steer away from this. But what else did you do with your week?
Uh, Made a few bits of character art.
No, Amy, it's fine. You don't have to worry. You didn't make the stream awkward.
No, it's fine. You don't have to leave with Amy. This is normal for us.
Yeah.
This is normal in this podcast. We're at episode 12.
Well, episode 12 of like what? 30 episodes before previously on untaped. So, yeah, it's episode 12 of officially social reading. But there's like
Yeah.
40, 50 episodes that went that went without being aired. Those are the
Most of them were without me.
yeah, those are the
I'm a
practice.
recent addition.
Actually, no, you were there, but when we broke out into stories, you're like, no, I'm tired now, and then you're like, okay, and they were like, okay, so and then I just went to stories. I mean, there are stories I can read.
I'm at like no before like I was like a late addition
Somewhat.
because like you did social reading before I got in, right?
Yeah, I was doing
And I
social
got
reading long.
and
Yeah,
I got in around like 2019.
yeah, and
Yeah, I got in around like 2019. So yeah, I'm a bit of a late addition.
yeah, and we just kept it going until the fall of
Until the Great Copium hit.
the Great Copium War, the fourth Great Copium War. We had to fight Madara Uchiha, and I was in Madara Uchiha because they all came at me.
It was more like you were there and you just watched everyone just OD'd on copium.
Great. And now we're here.
Yeah.
And now I do return to Omana sometimes. So what happens is I'm talking to a person who is who was doing some live streaming on the Amino, and what happens is like
You almost said fucking kick.
no, but it is kind of the same thing. It's kick and Amino. They're working in tandem with each other. So what happens is that um whenever they did something, they did something last week where like they took off all the kick streamers and then and tried to replace them with all the Amino streamers, but now like it looks barren.
Which is a really terrible thing to do.
Yeah, and right now there seems to be about at least 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, maybe about 9 people on a Saturday at most streaming, and like I have like 39 people actually tuning into this kick stream right now, listening to the social reading podcast. I don't know if they're active, but they're and I have like I have like 65 followers on it, and I have 505 diamonds, so 505 diamonds. Um, and you can turn those diamonds into money. eventually if you get enough. So I'm working on that.
What, which I'm gonna guess is like well, like 100 to like 1,000 to 1.
About yeah. Well, I'm not sure what the money is. Like 80,000, you get like $200. If you get 80,000 coins, you get $200.
As
You're
expected.
losing, but you're losing viewers. Amy says it's honestly a double-edged sword. You're removing the worst part of the live feature, but you're losing viewers. I think what happens still is that it still expands. Like the people, like the Kick and Amino are they did something. You can still watch people on Kick through Amino, and people on Kick can still watch people through Amino, through Kick to Amino. But I think what happens is that people complain about the thought streamers, and people just kind of just use as you show.
Yeah, it's just like it kind of just pisses people off. It's just like they like a lot of people there are like keep in mind like a lot of people there are just teenagers and they know what the fuck porn is.
Yeah, and on Kick, it's like the
And it's just
people.
like if like the people of Amino is like if like the main user of Amino is like if I wanted to see like chicks dancing around twerking and shit, I would go to a cam site.
Yeah, pretty much. And no, actually, that's how it kind of is right now. Um, it is.
Softcore camming.
It is like hot tub streaming. Yeah, it's but they require. Well, all people really do. I may have mentioned this before, but what people do is there's some good drawing streams out there. There's one guy named God of Death, and he's just showing anime streams, just whatever anime isekai trash that's out there. And I watched some terrible isekai trash, and I'll get to that soon. And
Yeah, which is like it's fairly idiotic for you to do.
yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any. I mean, maybe after this, after these
Yeah,
messages,
like I
uh,
mean like copyright shit.
yeah, I think the people, I think cracking down on it. I mean, the thing about it is like the
Because
copyright.
like keep in mind, kids, even Pokemon got smited by the copyright gods
Yeah,
because
but
she was watching Avatar: The Last Airbender
oh yeah, that's
and
true.
proceeded to get smited through copyright, which is I think she also showed like the episode as well. It's like which you don't do. That's basic law 10. That's basically internet rule number one of the basic internet rules like of a content creator.
Yeah,
If you're going to do something like that, chop parts out, and so that way you won't get smited.
definitely. That's why when I pull up a video, I don't. I learn from others like Djibouti dubs and stuff like just in some videos they just kind of pause and click through it. If it's a
Yeah,
copyright video.
unless it's like because a lot of people are for some reason cool with YouTube,
Yeah.
which like I mean like there was like this backlash against reaction channels one time, but aside from that, like
That seems to be the algorithm of YouTube these days now, and Twitch. You have to be a React Andy to because that's what I hear
yeah.
from my when watching Woolly Versus, and I was just listening to the Castle Super Beast podcast, and they were saying, you have to people are just the way to gain followers or gain to go the all that thing is to be more React Andes and just react to whatever is on stream. That's how you build your audience. People like reactions.
Which is like which was funny enough. A lot of people were actually trying to push back about that, but it's like it eventually just got like at the point it's just like you can't really fight it.
Yeah,
And even like some people were like starting to pause the video, like give their own stuff in as well, which is I can legit dig that one,
I think it.
dig that kind of.
I believe it bypasses the copyright because what happens is like there's also that thing where they're saying if you put this into YouTube where it's like oh yeah this is a what is it called again? It's like this is a fair use kind of claim like that. But if you're like,
Yeah,
I guess if you're like reacting to just still images of a picture is like a little different in some kind of way. It's like, yeah, I'm just
yeah, but
reacting
it's like,
to this
but
moment.
it's like, yeah.
R slash trashy
What's
R slash trashy has some good.
Midnight Social podcast,
Mhm.
Flash games and early 2000s shit.
Oh boy. Um.
But yeah,
Um.
um, I guess while we're here, it's like I've also been reading like listening to like a lot of like POV, the internet raised you kind of sounds like early 2000s. Like you're basically the early 2000s weeb guy.
I will return back to my segment soon. But yeah, go on.
Um, so it's like mostly surreal, nightcore, all that kind of stuff. So it's like, damn, wow, the internet kind of did raise me in a way. Like,
Apparently, did raise a lot of
I
people.
had some bits of its milk because the internet, because like my computer was kind of a piece of shit, but I still remember that time. I still remember having that internet milk.
Sure. Go on.
That
Just keep.
that that's that okay. I don't
Yeah.
know what the fuck
Keep.
I was doing. Like
Yeah, I
that was
know. I know.
yeah, that was fucking weird.
Yeah,
But
I
it's like
know.
for me, it's just like I was watching like Let's Plays and all that shit. It's just like yeah, it actually is like kind of like I can dig this. I can dig the fact that because like you know like how some people actually put in like show episodes and like they put in like into different parts like say like Kim Possible episode 1 part 1
Um, is it bad that I
like
barely watch Kim Possible?
I'm using it as an example. So say like for example like one of your favorite shows is on YouTube but it's like in different parts. So it's like, you know, part 1, part 2 of an episode so you can watch the whole thing. So that way they won't get yeeted up by the copyright gods. Kuro?
No, I'm still here. I'm just thinking about how this how the segment how to segue back to what I was talking about.
Oh, sure, go right ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, we're even talking when you were saying we are talking about the copyright gods and stuff like that. Shoot. But yeah, like for Kick and Kick Amino, the I don't think I maybe after this podcast, I don't know, maybe they'll someone will be maybe, Julian will be listening and be like, "Oh shoot, they're talking about us. We should do something about this." But I think he's chilling nicely in his California mansion right now.
Yeah, not real. No, not fucking mansion. Okay, he's probably sitting there in a 2-bedroom apartment that costs like $3,000.
Yeah, I don't even know. Maybe maybe he might fall over and be like, "Wow, Crew, you said good things about me. How about I get you to work on the team?" Da da da. Anyways, but I was
It's
saying,
like no, it's like no. He's probably sleeping in like this two. He's probably living in some subpar neighborhood with a 3K with a 3K 2-bedroom apartment and a 3K 2-bedroom apartment.
hookers and blow.
Probably, but it's probably cheap hookers and blow. Like $50 a gram
Allegedly.
and like $50 a hooker. She's like probably like a probably like a 4 out of 10.
Allegedly.
And that's on a good week.
But I was saying about the thing is that yes, the amino kick thing. The copyright doesn't seem to be really affecting anyone because I think it's
Yeah, it's
so
like
small.
I mean like yeah, it's like it's probably just because it's just under their radar right now.
Yeah, they're so small. I remember a
It's
situation where say
yeah,
like
it's just like it's
what's
under
that?
their radar, so it's like Yeah, but it's like eventually it will get big and it will get like be in their radar now.
I mean, Media Labs, they probably know. They probably can see what's going on and stuff like that. I mean, they're big. They probably see everything that's
No, I meant
going.
like in terms of like the platforms themselves.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if Amino ever get big where like it'll be seen. Like I think it's pretty small. I think you can get away with some murders on there. They would have to be, I don't know how big they have to be, like Facebook. Well, maybe not like Facebook. Twitter big. Twitter's falling apart. Oh, get that off the screen. Yo, didn't think that'd show up. Yeah, I think have to get Twitter big to get like seen and then get see Indeed and stuff like that. Or someone has to be like, wow, some kid stole my episode of yes, Twitter is full of degenerates. We all know. But what happens is that I think they have to get really big. I mean, they have to get let's say I had to use Twitter still. They had to get to Twitter level to get see Indeed by some dude who says, "Hey, you know what? You guys shouldn't be showing off my anime or something like that." But for now, with like some like small streamers, the best that they'll do if someone gets caught or reported, because guy said, I think God of Death was saying in on his stream that people were reporting him, I guess, for showing some kind of like bloody content, but he was only streaming anime and rap. And so what happens is that's the worst he got. He said he got banned from the streaming. But I think it's probably was because it's buggy. But what happens is that I think the worst you'll get on Amino Kick is you'll get banned, but you won't get taken off by. Oh, I have all those. I don't even know. Hold on, I'll read that soon. But yeah, the worst that they'll do is they'll like just ban you, and then you just come back as another account because that's what Amino has really done. Really, they haven't really done anything that you like. Oh no, I'm forever off the app. People just come back and say I'm back with another account in the booga booga booga. More
Yeah,
about
yeah.
my
Even
journey.
if they disable your account,
Yes.
like you can just always just make like like a different email. That's what I did.
Yeah, I mean they don't. I don't think they really want to get rid of you because what happens is unless you're a real problem. Like the only time they really want to get rid of you if like you're doing something like I don't know. Let's see what Metal Amy says. Like what they're doing on Twitter, being pedals, zoophiles, dream
Uh,
stands, uh, Tate,
uh,
Tate, NFT
posting
bros,
hentai.
host yeah, hosting hentai, which is mostly a bunch of people just talking to role playing and stuff like that.
I mean, like actual hentai pics.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know how people. I mean, some people get away with it somehow, but yes, but it's on a rare occasion. And there are like hot
I mean,
spots.
that's what I did in my. Okay, so
Yeah.
like so in my first Amino account, I think I already told you guys this. It's told you this, Kuro,
Mm-hmm.
but like I was doing. I think I was posting lewds in hentai,
You should not read the
and I was
guidelines.
also doing ERP,
Did you not read the
light
guidelines?
ERP.
The guidelines. They probably said, "Hey, man, don't do that." I mean, there are
Yeah,
they're kind of loose. Don't get me wrong. They're kind of loose. They said as long as like 50%. But if you're doing like hentai, then it's like that's over 50%. That's that's 1,000. That's 2,000. So don't do that.
and keep in mind I was also doing light ERP as well.
Oh, it's like sexting. Is that what ERP is? Because I've seen a lot of ERP. There's a lot of ERP role play. Sorry, there's a lot of ERP following me on my global page, and it gets bigger in every day. It's like I get a new
It's more
person.
like it's just more like text based.
Mm.
Not really like they're sending each other titty and pussy pics.
Yeah, no,
Which ironically that's how I even got them through Amino.
yeah, wow, wow, that's interesting. Um, the only thing, yeah, all I know is that there's probably like one person out there that's actually posted on their wall. There's someone that was like trying to ERP them and try to send them pics. Because people will
But yeah, it's
post this on their walls, but most of the time,
like it doesn't have to be pics. It's just mostly just text stuff.
oh yeah, mostly tech stuff. Like I've seen so much tech stuff. Like this person, I there's a one person out there. I'm gonna get their name wrong, and I'm gonna do it on purpose. It was like something daddy or something like that, and all they have on their walls is like snuggle struggle fanfics of different scenarios. I think I read it last time on the Mino side um of um
That's
midnight social reading, but
that's questionable.
yeah, their account's still there because and then what happens is I'm like, who's this? They changed their picture and their name.
Like it was also keep in mind it was also private.
Oh well, yours is probably yeah. They can look into your thing. Well,
Yeah, I
Amy
know.
says I seen some dude try to role play sex with someone in Dragon Ball Z Amino. You could be Vegeta, and I'll be Bulma. All right, let's do this. Yeah, it's usually dudes and and the guy he was trying to do RP sex with and revealed that he was a guy. So it was like Goku on Goku. Well, there goes to the Joshis again. Anyways, but yeah, no, like this, the person right now, like I get the person on their account has like, what do you call it? They have a whole list. They have their OC. Well, no, it goes to the Google Docs. That's why. They on the wall they have two things. They one that goes to a Google Docs, and on their wall they have like, my role play character and this and the story behind this role play character, and saying this is what they do, like teacher and student, um, and brother and friends, teacher and friends. I'm like, excuse me. So yeah, there's some degenerates out there who wants their role play and want to act it out on Amino, and they'll find anyone else who has like a etchy like picture to go and play with them and stuff like that. You won't find them inside
Yeah,
the aminos, but you find them outside the aminos and stuff like that, or you find them on my
yeah.
profile. I'm not.
That's how I got my first amino account disabled.
Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, I've been on Amino for 10 years and I didn't get disabled. Well, I've been striked, but they love me enough not to get rid of my account. Oh, and
Well,
also,
yeah. Like, how many checks did you get? Like two or three?
I must have got plenty. I must have got like yeah, I must have got three in total, but they're all sparsed out throughout
Yeah,
the thing. So it doesn't really like it's just like every year or every month it gets reset.
yeah, and also it's like and you're not really particularly you don't really have your account disabled. It's just like you're not allowed to go to the amino anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I posted one of my OmanaC cards, and then they're like, no, 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 you can't post that. I'm like, Amino, listen, guys, it's one of my almanac cards. I know it looks like a red Oni with her tits hanging out, but it's fine. It's for my game. You'll thank me later. And they're like, okay, sorry. And I'm like, thanks, guys. I love you, appreciate you. But now it's like, now I write them as like, all right, are you guys gonna listen to me? Oh, okay. Well, maybe not today. I'll continue next time. I was gonna write for a banner, but I was like, whatever. I'll do some other stuff to get the amino running again. Since I'm still on the app, might as well keep the amino running. Um, where everyone else is kind of abandoned theirs and stuff like that. So that's all it is. Be oh, I forgot to do a thing too. But yeah, no. I don't. Yeah, so that's what the live stream is mainly about. Yeah. Oh, see, yeah, and Amy hasn't abandoned it either. Um, I mean, there are some benefits. I need to eventually go buy some adopts. I need a new guard tank to throw into the game because right now in the game, I put out a demo. Everyone probably knows that. I probably told everyone already, like several times. The OmanaC, don't look at that. OmanaC 1.4 demo is out there. And I also went to Twitch. There's a site called IDGB on Twitch, and I put my game in there into the archives yesterday, so that whenever I come streaming, I can change if they accept it, if it gets validated, I can go to Twitch and then put in instead of putting RPG Maker. Yeah, it sounds like yeah, that's the point. It's supposed to sound like almanac. That's why I tied it into the name. Um, people can go to people go to Twitch, or I can go to Twitch, and I can change the name from like just saying RPG Maker, even though it's going to be a category by myself. Right now I'm trying to uh preemptive strike, do a preemptive strike on Twitch. So what happens is that when OmanaC does get big, people will be like, "Oh, cool! I'm going to switch my category to OmanaC, and I'll be playing it streamed." Um, I've been streaming it myself to the
It's
viewers.
mostly just like you just developing it.
Yeah, mostly, but sometimes I was supposed to on Friday. I was actually supposed to do a run through of the game with the new characters I've added to the game. So just like the shade, the Rain Shadow Legends that you guys
I'm
guys.
pretty sure you can do that like through a dummy battle.
I did, but it was like, hold on, let me just pull it up. But um, every time I pulled up, I talked about Almanac. It was like the Raid Shadow Legends. It's like, oh, here Kuro comes again with his Raid Shadow Legends. His plug, but it was Almanac. Yeah, well, this is the Almanac Shadow Legends and stuff like that. Anyways, yeah. So I've added some new characters to the game. Um, and I should probably wait for my stream, but I can wait to other times. Um, I wish there was a way I could patch the game to send patches through. That'd be awesome. But yeah, anyways, I added some new characters and made some sprites, so that what happens is like this 1.4 demo is kind of old and stuff like that, but you won't get all these cool ones that I'm showing like Burp and Vampy Carissa and Alexandria and Burnt Wolf and Gartango 3. So those are coming out in the future of the game Omnac and my desktop of Omnac too. So if you guys want to play the game, it's on itch.io. Um, Kuro Carters itch.io. Let me just drop this in the comment section just in case people want
Yeah.
to watch on play.
Yeah, and if you want to make money, like I said, like you're gonna have to do like some tax stuff, I think.
I'm gonna have to put on. Also, I gotta have to put on Steam too, and
Good luck with that shit.
well, Steam Greenlight. I mean, there are some Flash games on Steam.
I know, but good luck with that in general.
Oh yeah, well, it got to do it somewhere. If it doesn't work out, if it fails, at least I put it out there. That's really matters. Like I said, I put on the IDMB. I've been sharing it. Better, should do some kind of like marketing thing so I can actually like get there. Um, and by doing that, it kind of got me to rewrite the description, because on that site it was like, okay, so tell the description, tell the story, tell your ESB rating, and I don't have ESB rating on it, so
Not yet.
not
Let's just say
yet.
like rating pending.
Yeah, they say on the site they said because you don't have if you have if you had it, then what happens is that you can put it in, and they only want official ones. So, but there's no official one rated on this. So this is, I would say, from teens, 13, um, not rated T for teens.
T for teen or Peggy 13.
Peggy 13. Hey, Peggy. I love how the guy says it. Peggy 13. Actually, I can go deeper, but I don't want to play with my soundboard right now. Um, Peggy 13. Anyways, yeah. That's what I'm doing right now. Sounds like I'm saying Peggy. Um, so yeah, that's where I'm going with the game, and it will. I don't think I'll be releasing another demo. Maybe, I don't know, but what you get is what you're getting with the demo is what you're gonna get, and hopefully,
It's like also it's like
yeah,
also like communication with your audience on what the fuck is going on. That's also another thing that you should also keep in mind as well.
yeah, that I have a Discord, but I don't like. There's a problem. Like I think I have a problem where I just don't use social media. I just got back into using Twitch recently. Just trying to tell people. that that I'm streaming the game's going on. Come and check it out and stuff like that. What I do on Fridays, but like the community has been very helpful. There's some people who are following the channel that have tuned into the game. But what happens is like I think what it needs is I think that the game needs more people playing it. Well, I need better marketing, of course, but I think I need people to be like, oh, you know what? I'll give it a try and play on stream and play the demo while I like work on the game and see the bugs and stuff like that. I guess this game is still an alpha, even though I put out a demo. Um, and stuff like that. I was looking before when I was trying to do it. I was like trying to look up a couple things like this game marketing. I could use, yeah, we could all use some better marketing, right? um, Well, like I was saying, I think the game is in as an alpha. I'm too stupid to really figure that out. I put out a demo. I cleaned up some of the bugs, so it's like a beta. But until I it's a beta now. The demo is a beta, but then I'm gonna then I'm going to go back and it's going back to alpha or pre-alpha when I go make more of the story and then fix out some more bugs. But this is a beta demo, and the game is still in pre-alpha if that makes sense. Um, but I put everything in there. I even put the cover art, which I want to change up because you know what, that's all cool. I mean, I think I can do way better with the cover art and stuff like that, um, and whatnot. Um, oh, okay, so Dogboy's got to go. Makes sense. All right, well
Yeah,
Dogboy's
he's
gone.
playing fucking video games.
Yeah, yeah, you're multitasking. Um, Oh, well, say Amy's asking, I don't know what to do with my story right now. Do you have any ideas? Um, you know what? By the end of this podcast, since Dogman won't be here, I think we can we can hit up a story. Would that be okay with you?
Sure.
All right.
I'm
Um.
gonna be muted though, so
Okay, that's fine. Oh.
and watching South Park The Streaming Wars.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So we're putting the social back in social reading tonight, everyone. Um. So.
Oh, typically the reading back in reading in social reading.
Sorry, that's sorry, my bad. Yeah, we're putting the reading back in social reading. Um, I mean, this was
Yeah.
originally what.
There's a reason why I call it the Midnight Social Podcast, guys.
Yeah, and then there's a reason why it was called Midnight Social Reading. Um, because what happens at some time it was all about reading and social, and the social part is working. And the reading is just the key is to hook people in. So uh, like we get them everyone is being social, and then we hit them with the story time and whatnots. So, um, but if that's all, I'll get to
Um,
a story. Maybe two because my voice is up for it and whatnots.
all right.
All right. So
Let
we
me
end.
just mute myself.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so welcome back to the reading of the Midnight Social Reading. Where did I even last? I mean, I can start at the beginning because it'll be new for everyone. Um, oh gosh, I had that book. I have this art book, but I don't want to click on the ad. But hold on, let me move that ad here. I have that very book in my thing. Hold on, let me just go grab it for a second before I start. I know it's ADD kicking in. I have that very book, and I even tried to talk to her on Instagram. Hold on. I haven't seen that book. Oh my goodness. No. Alright, so here's the second one. I got this in a school elastic so many years ago. And I saw it in the ad. And here it is. Oh my goodness, how to draw manga. Where's the other- ah, there we go. Huh. Little quick story before I go on with that. Um, so these two books from Kitty Cope. These are some ancient books. I'm surprised that they're even being shown on the third party ad content. But how to draw manga, can't really be seen that well. Um, and as I was showing right there in the left corner, I guess Google's just reading what I'm doing, and so I was just saying, hey, yeah, you've been looking up this. I don't remember when I looked it up, but anywho, how to draw manga. I took these to college, and they're like, yeah, I know, yeah, I know. They're like, you're that's not really art. That's not art, but it helped me get through my earlier years. I'm surprised it's I'm surprised it's being shown right now. Some Scholastic stuff. That yeah, Scholastic's book fair back in the ancient days of ye old days. Oh no, my headphones are falling off my phone. Um, I gotta get the audio back in, even though there's no really talking anymore. Give me a second. Gotta put the headphones on top of the phone so the so that people can hear the podcast from elsewhere. Okay, so yeah, I'm so surprised to see that book, but obviously it's Google's reading my stuff and be like, yeah, no, we see what you're doing. Anyways, all right, so let's start from the beginning. This is Amino Apps. Um, this is at the what's it called again? Art and Anime. So if you want to join us at art underscore anime to see what we have, please join us. We're always open for artists, anyone, really just anyone in general. Um, we're desperately needing anyone. Also, you can play RPG game maker games on the thing too. I was able to,
You can also join this Discord server as well.
Oh yes, you can also join the Okiaki Discord server, which is that is also linked to the and I'd probably grab a link, but I'll do it later on. Alrighty. So let me do a couple of things. Alright, yeah, I want to get back. I want to find the. Is that the right one? Yes, it is. So I copy this, copy that, and let's do it without the ads. And we'll go into the reading. So here's beginning part one, by Meadow Amy. Um, so Meadow Amy is asking a couple questions too, like let me look back in the chat. Um, Something about what what to do for my story right now. I don't know what to do for my story right now, but to understand what to do for the story, we have to read the story to understand what to do for the story. So here we go. Here's beginning part one. Here's a here's the full part of the story I'm making about an old sea of mine. I'm giving them a very new interpretation as I feel like they might need something like that. The art of the character is by Salve GM. Let's roll. Um, so this is for anyone who hasn't listened to this part before. We're gonna do it again. No one's probably listened to the old podcast and part anyway, so this is a good time to go over it again. It's another part to it which I recently posted. Okay. Um, electricity crackled. Does my voice sound fine? Electricity, electricity crackled. Yeah, no, maybe that sounds a little better. Voice. All right, let's just do this. Electricity crackled as it went through some of the wires which laid on the floor. The room seemed. Let me fix it up. The room seemed pretty messy, as a setup of three computers and an operating table at one side on one side with broken, useless tech, dotting the other with a small pile of tools laying at the middle of the room. The computer sat at somewhat young at the computer sat a somewhat young man who was typing into the keyboard. He had dark brown hair and green eyes, and wore a white lab coat which had a few oil stains on it. All right, this should this should get the coding this should get the coding done with, he said to himself, wiping some sweat off his forehead as he finished typing onto his computer. He would then look to the operating table where something which he called the greatest creation laid. On the operating table lay an android whose silhouette could be mistaken for that of a human at first glance. His body was somewhat slim, with it being covered in a greenish gray metal for the most part. A somewhat large fan laid in the android's abdomen region as well. However, the robot's head seemed to look almost like that of a human, which somewhat pale with somewhat pale skin and light blonde hair. So here we are with the drawing. I'm surprised I've managed to get this far with this project, even with the help of other scientists. But she's done. So I cut out so I should cut to the chase and turn her on. I might need to check for any behavior malfunctions, he said, turning back to his computer. He then put in another code, getting up and moving to a few feet in front of the operating table, and looking onto the android which laid on the table, looking onto her with an anxious look in his eyes. Then a beep went off in the laboratory, and electricity cracked once again, making the scientist all all the more anxious for the activation of his own creation. Then the android would open her dark green eyes. Electricity danced across her body as she stared up at the ceiling with a blank expression. The fan in Android's stomach would start spinning as as her eyes would then open. Well, sorry, would wide. Her eyes would then widen. She jolted up, making the scientist jump back a little bit. Oh, I'm gonna check something. Sorry about that. I want to make sure everything's working as function. Kind of distracting me still. She works. He would say. He would then say. The android would then would then turn her head to the left and then to the right. She looked up at she then looked up and she looked down at her hands. The android would then move the fingers on each of her hand before starting to move her arms around a little bit, then putting them back to her side. So her upper body is working as it should be, and she isn't acting aggressive. Both are positive. The scientist would say to himself after seeing the android's movement. Then the android turned her attention towards the scientist, taking a somewhat look long, a somewhat long look at him. She would then put her hand behind her head. Greetings, human. Oh, actually, I think I did it. Greetings, human. She said in a somewhat polite yet cold way. Please identify yourself before we go any further conversa- with conversations and anything else like that. She then stated, uh, my name's Dr. Jacob Arwin, and I'm your creator. I'm one of your creators," Jacob said to the android. This made her eyes widen somewhat for a couple of moments, but they would return to normal look after. Affirmative. As my creator, or what you humans would call a parent, what would my name? What would you name me? The android would then ask the scientist. I'll just call you Hera. Jacob then said to his creation. Sounds like a good idea, Hera said. going to try to get off the operating table. The android would place her feet on the floor. The sounds of clank, the sounds the sound of the clank of cold metal on a damp floor would sound throughout the makeshift lab. She would then stand up, her legs starting to seem to wobble somewhat, making it seem like she could fall onto the floor within minutes. Hera, could you get a hold of your balance? Jacob asked. I'll try, Hera responded, before straightening starting to straighten her out her posture, making her legs stop wobbling as badly as they were before. She would then take a step towards Jacob. She would then take a step towards her creator. She would then take a few more steps before getting in front of him. Not bad for a person who was just born a couple of minutes ago. If I do say myself, the scientist said, patting Hera's shoulder a couple of times. But I guess you would. I guess you would. I get. But I guess you should just sit down right now and relax. I need to call some more people to meet you. I can see you might. I can see that you might not be in the best in terms of social skills. Jacob then explained to her, putting his hand in his pockets. You mean you mean your significant others or friends as you call them? Hera asked. Yeah, just try not to get bored down here. As I go call them. The scientist responded. He would then start to walk upstairs, with the android looking on as he left the room, leaving her all alone in the basement. So that is part one. Phantom Blood. Let's move on to uh. Let me go find the other parts. So let's see. I really like Liquid Metal Mia. Should look into that too. Okay, so here's part two. Gosh, I'm gonna shoot. I forgot my JoJo parts. Part two of JoJo is I know it, but I just don't remember it. Gosh, it's in the back of my head. Um, um, Punch King Punch something. It's kind of multitasking. Give me a second. Um, we got whoa. There we go again. Because I'm forced to multitask. So let's do that. Maybe that will fix the problem. There's a party going out outside. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, battle tendency. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, actually, I would not remember that. Also, I'm like multitasking really hard, trying to keep all the streams running. Audio. I'm trying to keep audio perfect streams running. Um, the energy alive, and just like and trying to read. So there's a lot on. I mean, it may be salty Johns, I guess, but there's a lot on me just trying to keep the energy going. That's why I think I get this big mug of dark chocolate. This is just melted chocolate and ginger and coffee, just to keep me going. Mm-hmm. All right, JoJo's Bizarre, Part Two, Stars, Sailor Moon Stars, Darian still dead. All right, Hera's beginning part two. Every time I think about Hera, I think about the Kevin Sorbo Hercules. Um, and he's like Hera. He's always yelling at Hera, like Hera, and then and her eyes appear in the sky, and then he's like always mad about her, why she's always just showing up and like and taunting him. Good times. All right, so here's the second part of the plot story of my OC. The art is by Salve GM. You should probably invite that person to come over to our Amino. The more the merrier, you know. Well, we're always taking in anyone, any artist, any person who's from Dead Aminos that need a place to go. We're alive and Amino ain't doing anything for us, so we got to survive. We had to find ways to survive. Hera sat on the operating table, her legs laid out on the table. She was bored, as the human scientist who she had just met, Dr. Jacob Arwin, had left to go get some of his friends to come over to see her. During that time, she had recognized the basement in which she currently sat in was pretty small and abnormally messy, especially for the place where she would consider some of the makeshift lab. Furthermore, it was pretty cold down there. Yeah, cold in there, as the android was feeling her inner mechanism is getting cold. Let's put a pin in that. I have a question about that. It was safe to say that Hera felt rather weird sitting down in there. She she didn't have any say on the matter. She didn't know what would happen if she disobeyed Jacob's order and went upstairs. Whatever he'll do to whatever he'll he'd do, nothing about it. Scold her, deactivate her, or straight up try to dismantle her. She had she had only known him for about 10 minutes at best, so any of those possibilities could have happened if she were to try to go upstairs in any particular moment. However, Hera didn't really think about think that Jacob would mind if she looked around the lab. She would she would then get off the table. Her robotic legs were wobbling again as she tried to stand up. However, she would then change her footing and regain her balance before turning her head to the side to side. To one side of her, a dresser and a couple somewhat empty shelves laid on the right wall, and on the other side on the other side of her laid a set of three computers laying on a desk, with programming software pulled up on it. Her attention was drawn to the computer as she turned to face the computers, her eyes staring directly at them, analyzing. She she heard a robotic voice saying in her head as was staring at the computer. Then she would get out and a simple layout on. Then she would would get get a somewhat simple layout on how the computers layout on. Then read it right. Then she would get a somewhat simple layout on how the computers layout. It it looks like Dr. Jacob left his computers on. Harris then said, walking closer to the desk and pressing the off button on each of them. She then would turn to the other side of the room, waking up to the walking up to the dresser. However, her foot struck something that was metallic in nature, sending her falling down with a loud clang. She let out a tiny groan as she would then start to get back up. Her her legs being a little wonky, but she would be able to quickly straighten them out. She would then bend down and grab the thing she tripped over a few seconds earlier, looking at it with a somewhat surprised look in her eyes. She, the thing she tripped over seemed to look very similar to her own arm, but it seemed to be made out of a less durable material that the alloy she was made out of. She would put it onto the operating table before going up to the shelves, looking at them. However, her scanners only picked up a few notable items on the shelving, those items being two articles of clothing and a small book. She would she would first pick up the two pieces of clothing. She would then take a somewhat long look at each of them, analyzing. The voice the same voice played over in her head. Then she would look she sh then she would put one of the clothings on. That uh that one would be a white shirt with a red tie on it. She would put on the other she would put on the other pieces of clothing, which was somewhat a small blue dress. Now, I gotta ask, like, I'm surprised that the fan is not that the tight clothes are not interrupting with the giant admit fan. No, it's like, as you know, it's a giant admit fan in clothing. It's not like it's cased. It's like a fan is, maybe it is cased, but by the look of it, it doesn't look cased. Um, anyways, after putting on the clothes, Hera felt a bit warm. It didn't, re- it didn't remedy the coldness she felt in the room. The, in the room, it's it's probably is cased. Okay. Um, sh- Something you could probably address in the future of the story, if it is cased or not. I mean, that might be just a nitpick. Uh, Also, how robots can feel temperature, but like I said, that probably be answered very soon. I'm probably sending out questions, but the answers are probably later on. It's just to read further. But yeah, those are two things I was like, I don't know, robot being able to feel cold or uh, and the key in the fan case. So like I said, probably something with synthetic stuff. Okay, yeah. So like I said, if you can address that in the next part of the story, then maybe that would be very helpful. If unless it's in there already. Um, she would then open up the where were we again? She would then go and pick up the small book. I already lost myself. I should have highlighted also. Um, let's see. It didn't remedy the cold. Yeah, I did it, but it helped at least. She would then go and pick up the small book before sitting back down at the operating table. She would then open the book, seeing a somewhat colorful piece, a picture that was set of that and a set of text which she didn't understand at first. However, she would then receive a beep, and she would then start to read the text to herself. However, before she could turn to the next page, she would hear a faint sound coming from upstairs, and then a set of less audible noise coming into the house, causing her to get up from from the operating table. Then the then the door to the upstairs opened. Hey, Hera, would you come up here? I have some people I would like you to meet, Jacob said before leaving the door open. Hera would then get up and going up the stairs, I stairs rather quickly and walking out the staircase and onto what she assumed was the living room of Jacob's house. Uh, hello. She heard a somewhat deep voice. Oh, okay. Let me stretch this out. Uh, she oh hello. She heard a somewhat deep voice call to her. Hera turned. Hera would turn her head, seeing three people standing alongside Jacob. All of them were wearing lab coats. One of them was a young woman with blonde curly hair, somewhat pale skin, and greenish blue eyes, similar to herself. Another one was a somewhat taller and muscular man who had black hair, which was in the style of a buzz cut and small beard. And the last one was a somewhat small old man with white hair. Greetings, humans. My name is Hera. Please, please introduce yourself before we go on any further with conversations and anything else like that. Hera stated in a cold yet polite tone. Well, you could just call me Jonah. It's nice to meet you. Jonah would say in a rather enthusiastic voice. The, wo- uh, the woman the woman would then walk up to Hera, extending her hand out towards her with a little smile on her face. The android would just look at her hand with a raised eyebrow. Do you not know what a handshake is, Hera? Jonah asks. Joanna. My bad. Joanna. Um, I got someone else on my mind. Oh, that. Oh, that. Oh, That's what it is. That's what it is. An apology, Joanna. Uh, Hera said before shaking her hand. You're pretty rough around the edges, but you're pretty polite for a robot. The scientist said. Well, thank you, Joanna. Hera said in a small time in a, said a tiny smile appeared on her face. Hey, Hera. Hey, Hera. The name Jonah. The name is Jonathan. How's your day going? The other scientist said as he walked up to her in a rather boisterous way. Um, greetings, Jonathan. I have been doing quite well today. How about you? She said politely. It's been a little snowy and pretty cold today, but it doesn't. But it's decent. Jonathan explained. So, what do you two want to do? Hera asked. I really, I really don't know. There isn't much to do around here. Joanna would respond. I agree. This house doesn't have a lot of interesting things to do. But I but I but I did bring a pack of cards. We might we might need to explain the rules to you, but I think you understand them pretty well. Well, follow us, Jonathan explained before going to the kitchen table. That sounds rather nice, Harriet said. She she and Joanna would then follow him to the kitchen. Follow him to the kitchen. Meanwhile, the old man and Jacob would sit down in the living room with the old with with the old man pulling up a set of blue schematics. Have you tried to look at her behavior to see if she is aggressive? The old man asked Jacob, unrolling the schematics onto the table. Well, when I activated her, she wasn't very aggressive. I left her on when I left to go get you. Jonathan and Joanna and she didn't seem to be aggressive right now either. Jacob explained. That seems good, and we've managed to construct the robot for what what was her name you given her again? Hera. All right, we managed to create Hera in a timely manner, and we haven't had a major setbacks. Besides, besides Alex forsaking the project and leaving the group, the old man said. So what now? Jacob asked. Only time will tell, the old man said. Okay. Okay. Mostly. Okay. So, mostly the skin of her face, since most. since that's mostly made out of synthetic counterpart to organic material, and she might have synthetic nerves to uh, help her moving seems a little bit more natural to make her more biologically similar to human. So that would make her probably a okay. No, just cyborg. Oh gosh. Gosh. Androids are. I think androids are metal. Are robots with of skin on them, so but they're still robots inside. And cyborgs, because I remember Dragon Ball. I remember someone saying in Dragon Ball that Dragon Ball was the android cyborgs. The androids are more like cyborgs, so like android and stuff. So she's a cyborg. Um, I guess there's more to the story. That's part two. Is I bet there's yeah, she's mostly robotic. Okay, so um, let me just my mouse is right over my keyboard and it's like it feels like something's tugging on it. So we got a cyborg. Is there another part to this? Um, I'm ready to go for three. Or is there any and more organic parts of her are still artificial? Um, yeah. So is there any more, or is that just like are these spin-offs anything related? Are they anything? Well, we got Hero and Pawn preview, which we could probably read that too, since we're trying to make a 2 hour quota here. Yeah. Okay. So the next one I should look out for like what like Liquid Metal Mia. I mean, I can read that if that's part of the thing since um and then the preview, which I mean the preview is a good time to do. After the preview, I think that's we can't really go on with that without we'll go on any more of that. Um,
Alright, you done with the reading?
no, well we're almost done with the with the podcast. We can leave
Uh,
any you can leave any time you want. I was like we're almost it was like we got like 8 more minutes and then we're done. The Mia post
uh,
is relayed to Hero. Okay.
Alright, so
Yeah, if you want to sign out, you
I
want
don't know what the fuck my brother is doing right now. He just opened up his goddamn laptop. I guess he's like mostly awake now.
to. Okay. Well,
Uh, yeah.
if you want to plug anything before you leave, because we're gonna be
I guess my YouTube channel and my Pixiv.
all right. Those will be on the description for people to see, and we'll have to see you tomorrow, or not tomorrow. I'll see you next podcast then. All right,
Next Saturday.
next Saturday.
Hopefully, I won't have to watch my brother.
Understandable, and hopefully we'll have the whole gang here. All right, I'll see you next time. All right. So we still got some quota thing. The pawn post is the one I want help with. Okay.
Oh yeah, and I guess you can you should probably just dedicate like a Discord chat just dedicates like fan messages or like fan submissions, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna make a channel, not channel. I was gonna make a thread. Like I was gonna make a channel, but it's also threads. People don't seem to make want to make threads for some reason. But yeah,
Yeah, because it's like
I make threads.
I can understand why it's like some people just don't want to have to cannot be fucked to just make a new channel, so they'll just make like a thread
Yeah,
dedicated to something.
and that's what I've been doing. I've been making new threads for whenever someone needed to do a contest and stuff like that. So but yeah, maybe I'll just make that thread that I was actually planning to do, and then whoever needs to comment or something like that in the social reading, it probably won't be used.
Or they could just send us a request.
Oh yeah, that's true. It says a request. As long as you know where the Discord is, so I'll
Cause like we can't be like we can't just do like topics like on our own all the time.
No, I know that wasn't well.
We should also like implement a little bit of rules as well. I mean, like we will like reference a few bits of current events, but that's really it.
Yeah, I mean, I had a.
I,
I mean, when I started this, I always had a plan. But then what happens is like I let you guys do your thing. So you guys were able to to take over the chat. I wouldn't mind. But like I said, the part where it is like midnight because it's done at 12 o'clock. Social because that's for everyone to talk about their opinions, and reading just in case they didn't finish. So I'm using the same ideas that I made on the amino and then imported them here. But yeah, but if anything, we'll make a thread and we'll work on there in the general, and then we'll work on it from there. Is that fine?
so yeah, if you're new here, then please join the Discord server.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
make
I'm pretty
sure.
sure we can make this into a Discord only thing, right? Like give people a slight incentive on joining the server.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll work. I'll put it in after the podcast. I'll put a link in there. Open up the Discord. Right now, it's just
Yeah.
currently just going through Amino to get to there, but I'll expand the Discord so people can get there.
Yeah, it's like think of it as like a bit of an incentive on there,
Hmm.
because I say this a lot. Like Amino is a slowly but sinking ship.
Those who wants to get off of them get off the ship, got off the ship, and those who are still on the ship are still on it.
Yeah, it's like they're still on it because like they either don't know what the fuck is going on, or like they're still making money off of it.
Exactly. All right. Well, I'll talk to you later then.
All right, everyone. It says my phone battery's at 36%.
Okay.
So yeah,
Later.
hopefully I can see you all next Saturday. Hopefully I won't have to watch my brother. And yeah, toodles.
See ya. Bye. All right. Let's close off the Discord here. That's good. All right. So, while we still have a few more, yeah, good. While we still have some time on the podcast, a few more mids, we can breeze through this, get some help out there. Then we can throw this on YouTube, and maybe people will hear it. Hopefully, I read it. I can hopefully no one minds the stuttering through the story, as no one ever really volunteered in the original social reading to read a story. It was mostly me, um, so that's why it still lives on, because I was doing most of the work, and it lives and dies with me. That's how social that's how this podcast and social reading goes. I mean, as soon as it, I probably after I go, someone else will take it on and make their own, but it probably won't last too long. But this podcast lives and dies with me. But let's get to the story, Hera and Pawn preview, and then we can talk about it, and then we can close off tonight. Um, so I hope everyone is enjoying the story so far. And here we go. Hera and the Pawn preview. So I started next part of Hera's story. There's not much else to say about that. Let me clear my throat. That didn't seem to get caught by the mic. I'm learning to mute. Snowflakes drifted through the cold morning sky as a car would be driving down the empty streets of a small town. In the driver's seat was Joanna. She had a phone up to her right ear, and she seemed to be talking to someone as she was driving.
what are you doing right now? Oh,
Sorry,
that's masculine.
that's a lot masculine voice. Okay. What are you doing right now? A masculine voice came from the other side of the phone.
I'm taking a friend's kid to the pond, she said.
Isn't it snowing outside? The voice asks.
I,
Um,
I got a never. I'm gonna play around this. I got my winter coat on. I think I can handle it. As I can as I sorry, and I can look after the kid just fine. All right, just be safe, and don't come back with don't come back home as a popsicle. You don't have to worry about that, Joanna would say before hanging up. She would then move the rear view mirror to look at Hera, who was in the back seat. Although she was an android and probably wouldn't be affected by the cold weather, Jacob had told her to put on a good amount of winter clothes, as not to draw suspicion to the fact. Uh, in fact, sorry, suspicion to her. In fact, with the clothes she had on, it was practically impossible to tell her apart from a human in terms of uh, popsicle. Okay. Um, it was practically impossible to tell her apart from a human in terms of looks alone. Miss Miss Joanna would locate. What location are you heading to? The android would ask. Oh, let me cough again. All right. All right. This should work. Miss Joanna, what location are we heading to? The android would ask. We're going to a place which you might find rather interesting. You probably wouldn't understand what I'm talking about if I told you about it, rather than showed you it, so you'll see it when you get there. The woman responded. Oh. The car would the car would continue going down the street of the town, and then it would stop. It will and then it will stop at a nearby pond. Joanna and Hera would then get out of the car, and Joanna would go to the shore of the pond. However, Hera would put her hand on on the back of her head. Her face was uh, Hera would put her hand on the back of her head. Her face was feeling. Her face was feeling a little bit cold. Hera, are you going to follow me? Oh, sorry, Miss Joanna. I'll be coming. Good. I'll need you to check out this. Joanna would say. All right. All right. Um. So you're wondering. Your question is, what would you write for the next part of the story? Is that what I'm getting? So, for the next part of the story, well, to continue this. All right. Well, we're doing a slice of life. I haven't seen no tension, so there's no battling going on. We're exploring themes of this is a preview. Okay, so we're exploring themes of human nature, of living, and um, and of a robot girl that's newly born. It's like a slice of life, but in a different take on it. So what would happen was that now we've hit the pond, and Joanna and Hera are really exploring the place. Well, we had to continue on to where we're going because the car would continue going down the town street, and they would stop by a nearby pond. Obviously, there's something going on in the background, like the guy who's talking to Joanna, and wherever what did they say? We're going to a location. What location we're heading to? The android asked. We're going to a place which you would find rather interesting. Well, right now, to go with the story, let's talk about the place. Now the place that we're going to is now the character of the story, and what we want now. You want your reader to um want to know how you want your reader to hear about this place that you're talking about. You we're following the main character, which is Hera. That's what the camera is focused on. And now we're introducing the place as a character. And now it's time to describe this place that you want us to go to. It has a pond. And what about it do you want us to know about it? Like, yeah, treat the place like a character. What is his purpose? What does Hera need to find out? Does Hera need to um come to this pond to understand life? Like it's winter, it's cold. Is she there to figure out what the fishes are, to explore the coldness? We know that she's affected by the cold. Maybe you can also make some artificial tension in it. Um, maybe any artificial tension can happen in this one moment. Like what happens if she fell into a pond, um, and now we have to explain how her body works and we can take it anywhere. You can always follow that story what's that story diagram. I like to look up also TV tropes is a good place. um the diagram here is a good way to kind of get your story going. I was hoping I could zoom in um somewhat. Can I can't. I was trying. Okay. Well, anyways, I always follow the story diagram. Now we come to the beginning of another part of the story. This is Hera and Joanna in the beginning of the pond or the town. We can create a conflict of I'm trying to she's trying to understand what life means in a cold environment. Maybe in any rising tensions that she gets too cold and she can't actually function, which shows the character has flaws and just like any human being. As she's a mixture of a human and a machine, a man and machine, which is the theme of this story, and life. We can always explore why or how she will function in this environment, which is the character of the cold, the pond. So anywhere in that area. The climax could be anywhere. These are suggestions. Climax could be like she'll get she'll yeah, okay, rising action. Maybe she fell into let's say she fell into the pond, and then the climax is trying to warm her up over a few days of like comparing human warming up to the mechanical warming up of how she's able to warm up, and following action of maybe her getting better, and then resolve it for that chapter. Because what you're really writing is like an episode of Hair in the Pond. That's the episode that we're dealing with right today. So after you kind of deal with that episode, then you can move on to another plot of anything that she has to deal with. So that's what you're getting to. Hi, Lulu. Um, so That's what you gotta do. So think of it like an episode. You get one episode to the next episode, and then you're on to the next episode, and you go like that. Yeah. So that should be it. And then you can introduce anyone else into it. But always remember the plot diagram, and narrative arc. Where you're gonna go, where you get, go on, and episode over. Go to the next thing and explore. So I hope that helped. And anyone else out there who is trying to write a story for themselves in these times, always follow the story narrative part thing, whatever it may be. Um, there's always a Japanese one which is like there's a twist, there's a fourth part of a twist, but in this case, we're just trying to keep it simple, and we're just trying to get a story narrative going on here. So, um, I believe that wraps up the podcast. So we had a couple of people come in, and thank you, Lulu, for the follow. Um, so to wrap up everything, Monday is good night, Meadow Amy. Thank you for coming out. Uh, so like I said, these podcasts will be put on YouTube slash Kuro Cartoonist. Uh, if you want to if you want to hear everything that goes on, you can skip through it if you want and get to the best parts, whatever the best part may be to you, um, and stuff. Uh, Mondays is me just doing some gaming. Fridays, maybe I'll move to Saturday, whatever it seems works. Is me doing some talking about the OmanaC game, which is available for download. The OmanaC demo, whenever you guys can, get that game, play it. Other than that, on Chicken Amino, I thank you for tuning in and stuff like that. Thank you for all the follows, for all the hearts, and all the diamonds that have been coming through. So a couple shout outs to G, to PP Smalls, shout outs to Josh, Gosh on the amino for the and kick for those diamonds. Shout out to Metal Amy for joining us tonight on this episode of Midnight Social Reading, episode 12. I'm going to think of a name that's going to come with it. And for everyone else, you have a great and blessed day, and stay out of trouble, because you need to show up for the next Midnight Social Reading podcast. And also, yes, the Discord too. Just a reminder is we have a Discord. Um, and one way I'm going to try to do is going to try to put it through the I can't seem to grab it here, and I should be ending up the podcast, or we're doing overtime and stuff like that. Yeah, so we have the Discord, the Oki Black Discord. If you want to give any suggestions to us in the Discord, um, it will be added to the thing. Also, if you're on Amino or thing, or if you're on Amino, you can always look at my profile, and it will be there or come to a thing. And I guess that's it for house cleaning and stuff like that. So I guess that's it. I mean, I can go on, but it'll just be me, and it'd be my show. But gotta end off sometime. So thank you, and have a great day, night, wherever you are.